they say, fuck what they say about me. Fuck what they say, fuck what they say, fuck what they say about me. I'm getting this money, I'm getting this money. Fuck what they say, fuck what they say, fuck what they say about me. They said I like patience, waiting room full of patience, and they all slither by me. Yeah, they on that snake shit. I medicated them all. I talk less and just ball. I'm just trying to rise, but they rather me fall. These hoes cry and they crawl. I guess I should be gracious. I'm on a quest for greatness. Can't give you none of my time. Baby, why would you waste it? Oh. You know I get wasted, blaze it face to face, just face it. We on something legendary. They know I'm psycho, they know I'm Michael. Throw it back up and cut off them lights, ho. My goons stay cold, cause they got that nice flow. We got a double bag, baby, and that cargo. I got a diamond where my motherfucking heart go. You say you be everywhere, but know where I go. I take you there one time, though. But you don't get credit for my motherfucking shine, though. Shine, though. Shine, though. Fuck what they say, fuck what they say, fuck what they say about me. Fuck what they say, fuck what they say, fuck what they say about me. I'm getting this money, I'm getting this money. Fuck what they say, fuck what they say, fuck what they say about me. Fuck what they say, fuck what they say, fuck what they say about me. Fuck what they say, fuck what they say, fuck what they say about me.
I'm gonna let it ride right here. So in your mind, I know you might not be a rapper or whatever, but this right here, this is where you do your part in your head. Because everybody could use this as like a, you know what I mean? Like, we care what people say. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. But we have to pick and choose times wisely when we do. Just like we have to choose wisely when we say, fuck what you say. Because 9 times out of 10, if I'm saying that, you just not aligned with me. You know? It don't matter if I tune in to many or tune in to few. Well, technically, if you tuning in to me. But when you tune in to me, I'm tuned in to you. So, I thank God that, you know, I thank God I'm one of those people who are just strong enough to walk my own path. You know what I mean? Like, it takes something not to build your YouTube channel off of everybody else, because I'm gonna tell you what I noticed. I thought about it today, and I was like, you know, even the men who like women in as a sexual preference, this right here is the most feminine, flimsy generation of men, and I'm talking all ages. You know, you hear certain people talk and how they fling their hands, and I remember back in the day, my mama used to, like, when I was talking, I used to have my hand a certain way, not paying attention. She used to, you know, like hit my hand right there where your wrists go down, you know, putting the twang on certain words, you know, dressing. No, it goes without saying about the clothes and the fashion, all this colorful hair shit. I haven't seen one new artist or one who's in the news that doesn't have a caricature about his person, and that same caricature a few years ago, not even that long ago, it wouldn't have been accepted, ridiculed. It's almost like women have been empowered, not at the expense of men being soft or ending up softer, but I think as women have gotten stronger, oddly enough, instead of us being strong together, the man has gotten weaker. And I say that to say, I remember when you had to stand on your own 2 feet. Like, I remember when it meant something not to follow the wave, musically, uh, clothes wise, like how you dress. Like, I don't want to wear what they're wearing. I want to wear my shit. I want to take what's available and make my style out of it, and show off, like, yo, look what I came up with the same opportunities we all have. We all kind of brought something different to the table, and was kind of like, it wasn't a contest, but dope was dope. And it might have had followers of it, but not to the extent of where our entire individuality is systematically, subconsciously, subliminally, and directly handed over for an idea, or like to fit in, or to kind of like, like trend and shit. That's crazy how you got these YouTube channels, and I don't never say names, but whoever tunes in to me will know, or whatever. But you got these channels who literally flourish off bullshit, stupid shit, other people's names, and like this revolving door of never answered questions that, at least at this point, it's fallen off because people have come to their senses. And I have nothing to say about the people who haven't fallen off, but it just blows my mind how nosy and gossipy this generation is, especially the men, because most of the channels, it's weird, mostly women in the world, and mostly men keep up the bullshit. Most of the channels are held by men and held up by women. So it's a wonder why. And it's not even done on, I don't think it's originally, maybe even when they get deep off into having a lot of subs, I don't think they even do it on purpose. But because women actually are carrying the channel, there's a feminine undertone in relation to the content, subject matter. Now, here's where the difference is when you're able to use your mind. Me backing up and standing up for women, mostly speaking to, for, and on the behalf of women, is totally different than having a feminine undertone, where almost I stand up for women versus cater to, or am alive because of, or move about how they do so I can keep you around. I think the greatest attraction for a woman is a man. Through and through.
Dad, can I have a cupcake?
The greatest attraction for a woman is a man, not a woman like man who mirror or who's duplicating her. Let me tell you something else that I realize. Fundamentally, the difference between a reflection and a duplication. I know I only have a few people here in the chat, but of you few people, hit the like button for one. I'll appreciate it if you do. And just because you came, I appreciate that even if you don't. Would you rather a person, if they're trying to show you their goodness or teach you or be good or whatnot, would you rather a reflection or duplication? Would you rather your work be a reflection or duplication? Would you rather somebody reflect what you do or duplicate what you do? I think it's very important. You do what you want, but fundamentally, I think understanding the difference might allow you a different way to look at it. And I'm going to explain to you because I thought about this earlier. When you duplicate something and or someone, first of all, you take the identity of it. The creator keeps that identity. Like, it's kind of like when you redo it, you're doing something someone else has already done. Even if you make money or whatever it is off of it. Now, If I'm trying to show you something and you duplicate what I do, that's one thing. But when you look at it a certain way, if I'm trying to show you something and I reflect what I do, I believe you can take that reflection, do what I do, but do it your way. Because the idea of the reflection is to motivate you to recreate this positive thing. And doing it, the idea of doing it is you in the midst of being positive, but your way and your tactics and what you might bring to the table might be better if it's reflected upon you versus you duplicating something. There might be other changes needed. There might be, some things where you could expand, have a better understanding or create better understanding. And if you're just duplicating something, you're doing it over and over. And even if it's positive, you're not reaching those other things. I just wanted to put that out there. I won't be up here too long. When like I said, when I do come up, I'm gonna try to give you something worth tuning into, at least think about. Real quick, I'm working on my poetry CD. More than rough drafts, obviously I'm writing the poetry, but I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it. If I kind of like want to sell it like a CD, obviously it'll be online, but it'll be something you can have in your hand as well. So graphics, and I'm thinking about how many poems and things of that nature, but that'll be up. Obviously, my real subs have seen my $50 sub comment giveaway, and that is, and I can tell you that's partially due to a form of marketing, a form of advertising, and everybody likes something. Obviously, I'm gonna give you something. I want your something in return, but then I'm gonna give you the actual content as well. I think anybody that could come win $50 without working for it, just by being a sub and do what a sub does, may come back and see what it's all about. So that's a way that I would like to organically grow the channel and not buy subs and not kiss ass and use other people's news and content and name, and it just gets sickening. You want to see stuff and see updates, but it makes you just crawl in a yeah, you know what I mean. All right, so what I'm gonna do while I have a few of your attention is I'm gonna play a couple poems. I'll do my live poem, and then I'm gonna get on. All right, Cameron. I wish a couple more people tuned in. I did. I know they tripping with the notifications and whatnot. Nothing I could do about that. Been to a lot of channels visiting and listening and whatnot, and a lot of people are complaining about not having gotten notifications and things of that nature. Was it yesterday that that YouTube? Yeah, it was yesterday. YouTube took a time out. It was funny because I'm on YouTube a lot to watch just for my whole overall entertainment, and just during that time I was watching basketball. It probably shut it down because too many people was recording the game. It's like, come on, watch the game, bro. Like, if you're gonna do commentary on it, the same people you talking to, analyzing and breaking down the game, I'm pretty sure they're watching it too. And no one wants to see your phone's version of the game on the TV. That's crazy. So I'm almost certain they shut YouTube down long enough to interrupt people recording. The NBA season started yesterday, and I believe it was just like, come on, bro, nobody want to see this. Even people who don't watch the game and might want to keep up on it. I'll just go to like First Take or ESPN or something. Nobody. It was 2 games that started the NBA season yesterday, and a lot of YouTubers, like I said, everybody uses everything. Nobody's creative. A lot of people don't use their own content. Everybody uses somebody else's content. It's shared in the sense that he did the video, I'm recording his video of his recording and making my video of it. Yeah, get less likes because most people seen it already, but people are still eating and feeding off of everybody else's content. And that's exactly why I'll never grow. I'll never kiss ass to give away something so honest and pure and free. So it's like I'm not about to build a channel and pay money to give away something free and something that'll be going on after I'm dead and something that'll be that was going on before I got here. You know what I'm saying? If it grow organically, that'll be a beautiful thing, because in order for it to grow, it had to be a positive thing overall. And if it doesn't, it just lets me know where I stand, and I have no fucking problem standing here at all. You know what I mean? I'm about to play this poem. This poet, his name is, who is it, Black Ice? I think it's Black Ice, Deaf Poetry. The name of the poem is called Imagine. We can't do nothing else. We could do that.
Representing the city of Philadelphia. Please give it up, Black Ice.
What happens in neighborhoods where the self-esteem has been overshadowed by the decay and the children no longer play the way they used to? Where young boys choose to follow figures that had no father figures, a place where lives have been reduced to mere names on a nigga wall. A lot of dead shames on a nigga wall, because most of my childhood friends died over some dumb shit. It's like we all on some slum shit. Whatever happened to that we shall overcome shit. Nigga, where I'm from shit, they done tore down the projects and took away neighborhood sports. It's a place where little black boys put on jerseys and shorts, dream big about stardom on fine hardwood courts, but awake to the harsh reality of the stripped, unfinished inner city floor where life splinters. Cold winters are sheltered by crack houses instead of recreational centers that they claim to not have the paper to keep open for operation. The deconstruction of the black family has been in perpetuation ever since Willie Lynch set his theory in motion. Decharacterization was his sole promotion. Therefore, if you take the basketball out of his face and put the coke, he'll still score. What's a young boy to do when he doesn't want to do wrong, but there's a lock on the right door? When he has the heart of a soldier, the aggression of a prize fighter, but no one's taught him what to fight for. See, most of our families are fatherless and quite poor, so we miss out on meals as well as kisses and hugs. You've got the audacity to cut the funding for the facilities that keep us off the streets, then ask if we sell drugs. But imagine if niggas put down their dice and guns, picked up their daughters and sons, and put a little love right there where the hate is. Imagine if niggas had the chance to become accountants before.
I gotta listen to that little piece again. I'm going back 20 seconds.
Most of our families are fatherless and quite poor, so we miss out on meals as well as kisses and hugs. You've got the audacity to cut the funding for the facilities that keep us off the streets, then ask us why we sell drugs. But imagine if niggas put down their dice and guns, picked up their daughters and sons, and put a little love right there where the hate is. Imagine if niggas had the chance to become accountants before being taught what the difference between wet and dry weight is. Imagine if these little inner city kids had the same type of schools that these rich kids have way out there in the sticks. Imagine if niggas had the chance to learn chemistry for real before we learned how to whip 7.5 out of 6. Woo! Imagine.
I'm sorry. I'm starting the whole thing over. I'm starting the whole thing. It's only 2 minutes. This is my kind of poetry right here. My kind of poetry. Because you know what? The tone of it is fuck them shit. But when you're done listening, it makes so much sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like sarcastic, no humor, straight truth that you gotta listen to. When you got a heart and a mind and a good spirit, shit, this is the shit you listen to. You not that you want to hear it, you gotta hear it.
Black Ice.
What happens in neighborhoods where the self-esteem has been overshadowed by the decay and the children no longer play the way they used to? Where young boys choose to follow figures that had no father figures, a place where lives have been reduced to mere
Did you hear what the hell he said? Well, young boy, we could have this is only 2 minutes and 16 seconds. I didn't even get to the end of it. And we could have a conversation, a debate, we could come back to it for the rest of our lives. This man is saying so much. We have young boys following figures that don't have father figures. What the fuck are they following? Let's figure. Woo.
What happens in neighborhoods where the self-esteem has been overshadowed by the decay and the children no longer play the way they used to. Where young boys choose to follow figures that had no father figures, a place where lives have been reduced to mere names on a nigga wall. A lot of dead shames on a nigga wall, cause most of my childhood friends died over some dumb shit. It's like we all on some slum shit. Whatever happened to that we shall overcome shit. Nigga, where I'm from shit, they done tore down the projects and took away neighborhood sports. It's a place where little black boys put on jerseys and shorts, dream big about stardom on fine hardwood courts, but awake to the harsh reality of the stripped, unfinished inner city floor where life splinters. Cold winters are sheltered by crack houses instead of recreational centers that they claim to not have the paper to keep open for operation. The deconstruction of the black family has been in perpetuation ever since Willie Lynch set his theory in motion. Decharacterization was his sole promotion. Therefore, if you take the basketball out of his face and put the coke in his place, he'll still score. What's a young boy to do when he doesn't want to do wrong, but there's a lock on the right door? When he has the heart of a soldier, the aggression of a prize fighter, but no one's taught him what to fight for. See, most of our families are fatherless and quite poor, so we miss out on meals as well as kisses and hugs. You've got the audacity to cut the funding for the facilities that keep us off the streets, then ask us why we sell drugs. But imagine if niggas put down their dice and guns, picked up their daughters and sons, and put a little love right there where the hate is. Imagine if niggas had the chance to become accountants before being taught what the difference between wet and dry weight is. Imagine if these little inner city kids had the same type of schools that these rich kids have way out there in the sticks. Imagine if niggas had the chance to learn chemistry for real before we learned how to whip 7.5 out of 6. Imagine if these little black girls could go to that dance school for free and learn to love the dream of that Broadway show. Imagine if she wasn't forced into a game where you assume a filthy name and put your soul when your ass up for show. Imagine if she was taught to love herself, imitate no one, demand and demonstrate respect when she walks through the door. Imagine if she watched the telly and saw herself during the prime time hour instead of the 4 o'clock video whore. Imagine.
Woo! Fire. Oh man. This is church to me. You feel me? This is church to me because when I walk in, I ain't gotta leave nowhere. But when I walk away, I'm walking away with something that potentially, man, I can keep with me. You asked about, let me see. I thought that I left the links in the description, but I'll do that before we get off. Before I leave, remind me before I leave to leave the links. I have them all ready to go. Let me see. Let me get up in here real quick and see if I could chat with you. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't listen to the young man. I can say that now because anybody that appears to be 30 and under, about to be 40, and I'm basking in it. I want to say this too. Before I leave, before I go on and say it very proudly, me and my brother were having a conversation, and he said, what do you want to be? Like, what are you going to do with your life? And I understand where he's coming from. And after having a conversation with him, I understand that he doesn't understand where I'm coming from. And his son just turned 5 months. And I think if we have the conversation again, we'll be able to reflect on it at a later date. But I told him, I'm tired in a particular area of life. Like I understand so much, and I know to make it as far as what society thinks making it is, how much of yourself you have to give up and how much of yourself you can't be in order to say that you're this or you're that. There comes a time in your life where you have to make a decision, but you have to be well informed, and nobody's going to give you the information that allows you not to be a product or a person who works hard or smart and the results are the same because you're working for someone else. You have to go out there and seek knowledge, seek life, seek understanding, understand where in all this you are, where you could be. While you're asking questions, you could be actually going to be answers. And even though we sit sometime and we wonder what this shit is all about because we are dealing with more bad than good, the reason for that is, I believe, we allow other things, beings, machines, or whatever to control us. So it's a one-on-one, it's a case-by-case thing. That's why I say if you want to be better, if you want to see better, you got to be better. So evidently, there's lots of people and generations of folk who didn't want to see better, because your next action is the one that defines your truth. And we make mistakes, but if you perpetuate or live your life always making mistakes, then that's who you are. So you don't earn the right to me to want better. You have to go be better. And basically my conversation with him ended with, I'm a full-time father to both of my kids, and I have the type of relationships that kids who don't have parents wish they could have. The type of relationship some kids with parents wish they had, since they do have parents. And I still feel there's better and more I could do. But it's a lifelong job that I raised my hand and said, yes, I'm going to be one of those people, not so much man, but one of those people who are going to stand up and live part of my life for my kids. And I have talents that I believe, when applicable and received, I'm able to share with the world. I feel like if I live the rest of my life doing what I'm doing, creating a man out of my boy, allowing my daughter to flourish as a woman, predicated upon things I've given her and her mother and things she's allowing me to still see, and giving my talents back to the universe, I am living my life. I am doing what I'm gonna do with my life. You know what I'm saying? I think when you take it serious, it is something to do with your life. And a lot of people don't take it serious, so it leaves a lot of room for them to do other things and dedicate, like basketball players and all these businessmen who are away from their children, and business women who are away from their children and their families for years and months and shit at a time, because they said that the career is more important. I don't care what your mouth say or your gifts or your time, where your feet are, what your feet do over a period of time precedes what comes out of your mouth. So you gotta think about that, career or children. But once you have children, they should be part of your career. That's my opinion. We're gonna move on. Rudy Francisco, your God. And it's cool because, like, if you don't like listening to me and you just tune in for the poetry, gotta fast forward or listen to me to get to the poetry. I'm gonna play one or two more. This is Rudy Francisco. It's called Your God.
Exo Construction delivers incredible forgiveness.
Hold on.
A new white hot micro hinge insert.
It's funny how we can believe that we are created in God's image and then recreate God in ours. A letter to the man standing on the corner holding a sign that said, God hates gays. I've never seen exactly who it is that you paperclip your knees, melt your hands together and pray to, but I think I know what he looks like. I bet your God's about 5'10". Bet he weighs 185. He probably stands the way a high school diploma does when it's next to a GED. I bet your God. Bet your God has a mullet. I bet he wears flannel shirts with no sleeves, a fanny pack, and says words like, get her done. I bet your God. Bet your God plays a banjo. I bet he watches Fox News, Dog the Bounty Hunter, voted for Donald Trump, and loves Bill O'Reilly. I bet your God's a politician from Arizona. I bet his high school served racism in the cafeteria and offered hate speech as a second language. I bet he has a swastika on the inside of his throat and racial slurs tattooed to his tongue just to make intolerance more comfortable in his mouth. I bet he has a burning cross as a middle finger and Jim Crow underneath his nails. Your God is a Confederate flag's wet dream, conceived on a day when the sky decided to slice her own wrist. I bet your God has a drinking problem. I bet he sees the bottom of a shot glass more often than than his own children. I bet he pours whiskey on his dreams until they taste like good ideas. Probably cusses like an electric guitar with Tourette's plugged into an ocean. I bet he yells like a schizophrenic nail gun, damaging all things that care about him enough to get close. I bet there are angels in heaven with black eyes and broken halos who claim they fell down the stairs. I bet your God wouldn't make Eve without a mouth and taught her how to spread her legs like a magazine that she will never be pretty enough to be in. Sooner or later, you'll realize that you are praying to your own shadow, that you are standing in front of mirrors and worshiping your own reflection. Your God stole my God's identity. So next time you bend your knees, next time you bow your head, I want you to tell your God that my God is looking for him. Thank you.
Pepsi, hey, how you doing? That was deep. Not as intriguing, poetic spiritually, but deep nonetheless. All right, let's see what let's see. This is 2018 Women of World Poetry Slam, Angelica Maria Aguilera. It doesn't say the name of the poem though. Let's go ahead and figure that out together. Damn, she got a dislike. Wow.
John Smith's great-great-grandson approaches me in a bar to tell me, "You look so exotic." Exotic as in fruit. Fruit as in a native good imported to fill the belly of an American man. Exotic meaning other, meaning belonging to a foreign place, as if to say how sexy you, product of the genocide. What are you doing so alive in front of me? Exotic girl, you looking real free in a place that is not yours. Exotic girl, you looking at real at home in a body that does not belong to you. He tells me, I love feisty women, but he could not take the war in me, the Zapatista fight in me, the battle in my blood that birthed guerrilla forces in widowed women still weeping in the back of my throat. He asked me, would you cook me Spanish food? And I could, but what makes you think your stomach could handle this spice?
Talk to him.
Makes you think you could swallow my tapatio tongue, this salsa roja, saliva the kind made to kill a sickness, to cleanse a body from the inside out. To him, I'm a white tiger, an Amazonian snake. You know, something people love to try to own until it turns them into a meal. You say I look exotic. You say I look exotic. I say you look like an easy dinner. Like a tooth to add to my necklace of teeth. I mean, don't you know the rules of the jungle, baby? How the most dangerous creatures are made beautiful to entice their prey.
Talk to him.
The Catlin snake of Mexico shakes its tail to reel in its victims. The anglerfish glares a bright light to reel in food before consuming it whole. Imagine. The reason exotic women have revealing hips and twinkling eyes is less superficial and more hunting mechanism. Less for the male gaze and more for her own appetite.
Talk to him.
I flash John all my fangs. I bat my Venus flytrap eyelashes. Show you how quick the hunted can become hunter. Make you realize real quick why you should never disturb an exotic thing like me.
If you don't talk to him, that was really good. I gotta actually say that was my first time listening to a female, a Latina female, and she was worth the listen, definitely. This is Miss K, How to Be Black in America. Oh, hold on.
When you see Verizon,
on how to be black in America. 1, let them touch your hair. They may be invading your personal space, but what is yours can be anyone else's for the taking too. Get used to being the black friend. You are only there to justify how correct their politics are. You are only a token black. Watch them sleight of hand you into currency. 3. When you are shoved through a pipeline out to a sea with everyone else who has brown skin, do not panic. Tread the water. It is not their fault they were raised in the shallows. Maybe your mother should have made better decisions, and maybe you would not have been born in the ghetto, the undertow. 4. When the preacher tells your mother she is too pure in her white picket fence to marry someone so dug up earth, do not take this as him saying you are an abomination. Try to forget facts like how the first legal interracial marriage in North Carolina happened only 30 years before your parents' interracial marriage. 5. Be more respectful than you have to be. Anything defensive from you is resistance, and you will be detained in a box, be it metal or wooden. 6. When a cop tells you that the black boy that was shot 10 feet away from your college campus didn't die after being shot 5 times because, quote, you can't kill those people, be unafraid and be furious. Be ready to scream, but be docile, be all fists curled and too big for your own body, and be smart, be ahead of him. You just gotta be 7. Learn to just be a color. You act so black, or you act really white. Turn it into a mask, switch faces as needed, match every stereotype in order to become it. This practice will make you more palatable. It makes them more comfortable. Wear your identity as a name tag. It will probably be easier to pronounce anyways. Let them call you what fits best on their tongue, like box, or forgotten, or night, or corpse, or go by nothing, because you are nothing but a color. 8. The first time you are called a nigger, you will only be 2 blocks from where you sleep at night. So pretend you do not hear him. Do not let him see you cry. Don't cry until you are in the protection of your father's arms. Believe him, your father, when he tells you, baby girl, it ain't what they call you, it's what you answer to. And then let him call you beautiful, powerful, inspiring, breathtaking, and then answer to it. 9. It's 2017 and y'all spewing hate speech, calling it the First Amendment, saying all lives matter, saying we can't punch Nazis, saying schools that are 90% white ain't segregated, like I'm stupid, like my daddy didn't wring his fingers to the bone to get me into college, like I'm stupid. 10. To be black in America takes a body resilient enough to know the world wants you dead, but to smile anyways. To hand make dinner with mama, grease crackling like a summer's night's bonfire, and smile anyways. To forgive and smile anyways. To laugh and celebrate and love the darkest parts of ourselves and smile anyways. To love. To love.
Talk about it.
To love and smile anyway.
Anyway. Woo, that almost gave me goosebumps. Damn. There's a fine line between, and this is why people like Sojourner Truth and Frederick Douglass, like, there's a fine line between kissing ass and making somebody ass cheeks wet by way of your lips so you can get past this moment with positive reasons. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't smile because it don't hurt. It's smile because it do, but you not worth, you know what I mean? Ooh, okay, I need y'all to do me a favor. I gotta cool my phone down. I'm gonna play a song and hopefully it don't go off before I get back. And I'm gonna go get this Ike Fact. I'll be right back. Team hustle in the building. LCMG. Shout hustle. Shout hustle. So you see it vivid, I frame the picture. I'm talking knees and rings, I ain't just hanging with you until we know I'll be a stranger with you. Change the game up,
share my name with you. Hold me tight so them lanes will get you. Smile, go through the pain with you. Lay and pray with you. Committed from the beginning, I'm staying with you. People can talk, but can they walk like this? I'm street, but rock a suit, I don't just talk like this. I'm real as they come, that's how I'ma lead. Before I play games, I'll just leave you be. But I ain't going nowhere, it's all on me. So pick up the phone, look across the room, call on me. Promise, you'll never stall on me. I'll give all of me.
Work with me.
Cause it's all on me. It's all on me. It's all on me. You ain't gotta worry, baby. We ain't gotta hurry, baby. It's all on me. It's all on me, girl. It's all on me. All you gotta do is ask. Baby, I got your back. It's all on me. Just call on me, girl. Call on me. I ain't looking for easy, I'm looking for peace. I was looking for you like you was looking for me. I'm on my grown man, prepared to be king. You can depend on me. To be old, it depends on me. Here we go, I know, it depends on me. Better yet, it depends on we. Best foot forward, that's how we move. Everything to gain, ain't got shit to lose but you. I refuse anyone but you. And look, boo, we got shit to do, shit to move. To ourselves, number one, we got shit to prove. I can't predict your move. With my actions, I stick and move. So you can always call on me. Bet your bottom bucket's all on me. And we just began, but no matter what, we winning, we winning, we winning.
Y'all doing okay so far? For the people who have been here and who are still here, put a one in the chat if you have been entertained so far. Put a 1 in the chat if you have been entertained so far. And I would also like for you to put a 2 in the chat if you would like to do one of the little poetry that we, I'll play the song which I'll put the words in there. If y'all want to participate a little bit. Yeah. Trying to get to this. Okay. All right, and next week, I gotta talk to Kay, and I gotta talk to Ziz, and I owe y'all both those conversations. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead now and play. I'm only gonna do it one time. I know I always say that, but I'm gonna do it once. Probably not even the whole thing. And then I'm gonna do it without my written. Play a song, and then be gone. Y'all ready? We about to go. Go. Oh, I'm tripping. I'm not supposed to play the beat. I'm gonna do it too. Look at me. All right, what kind of tone we setting? I'll keep it about the women. All right. 3.5 minutes. Give me them words.
She's so smart. That lady got ass, yeah, she got heart. My kind of woman. My kind of woman, yeah. Wherever I'm down, she don't feed up, she don't care who's around, she don't give a fuck. My kind of woman. My kind of woman, yeah. I think of real time, not the fantasy types. You can get it all if you do what I like. I don't have time to force and fuss. If I do it, I'ma do it right. Plus all day, we can do it all night. Water alright, cause I'ma give you that fly. Give you that pipe, we can reach new heights. Get it twice, fall back. No, you're wrong, cause a woman do it right. Keep it real with me, cause that's your time. Do it all the time, so I know they high. Waiting for the question, cause they wanna be wise. Blue in the dark and I shine a light. On me, a nigga need one like you in my life. I need some too many let that lie. Super Bowl, you can't see it satisfied. Yes, she's so smart. That lady got ass, yeah, she got heart. My kind of woman. My kind of woman, yeah. Whenever I'm down, she don't care around, she don't give a fuck. No, that's my kind of woman. My kind of woman, yeah, yeah. Excuse me, beautiful, pardon me. I heard you wanna go far with me. No call needed for the star to see. I'm okay with big and if it won't be. So I don't need to speak, but I wanna see how far these arms reach. I wanna see if you gonna go to war with me, but warn me if you're a scorn free. At first sight you had me shook. Damn right girl, I had to look. Always got your face in the book. Running from a fire, yeah, flame the crew. You just as real as this platinum sound. To ride for a nigga, no backing down. Freaking fly, hurries back to town. Fast and slow, come back around. Class, she's so smart. That lady got ass, yeah, she got heart. Now that's my kind of woman. My kind of woman, yeah. Whenever I'm down, she don't care who's around, she don't give a fuck. Now that's my kind of woman. My kind of woman, yeah, yeah. Truth never get old, baby. Alright, if y'all can hear me, Amanda, put the last word in the chat. Put the last word in the chat. Get out of here. Put the last word in the chat. That's all. Stop right there. All right. All right. I don't see it. I don't see it. Okay. Maybe it will, maybe it don't. But you guys did stop. That was the whole purpose of it. All right, let's go. I ain't did this in a minute, but it don't matter, right? I think the first time I did this for y'all, literally, I'm not even going, man. I'm not lying. I do poetry on my own, but the last time I wrote poetry and performed it for somebody before I did it for you guys, over 15 years. Over 15 years. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Y'all ready? All right, here. Turn it down. We're going to do this right. I'm going to let it play for a little bit. Use my same tone. Make sure everything is lined up. Right. How's it sound so far? How's it sound so far? All right. I have this knack to want to turn it up. I had this beautiful portrait of this idea I had, but my reality had to burn it up. Independent-minded, ostentatious, you hardly could find it. Strong black man who got backhanded when I was wrong. Stranded on a song, never, because I'm too clever. However, my wardrobe is never dictated by those standards. And these kids nowadays are just like their parents. No manners.
couple of people are scruple and never welcome, not welcome in my home. Infatuated with something that can be here 1 minute and then be gone like poof. What's wrong? Behooved. I haven't heard that word in a long time, and I'm not gonna spend time or wasted talking to people who are too complicated. I'd rather talk about something that's more interesting, like cigarettes. I'm just joking. That's kind of ignorant. Too many devils around us. This angel had found me with this angelic spirit, and I thought about it. I thought about it like starting over. I mean, same guy, new beginnings. Some of these people couldn't even handle. They're too damn shallow. Of course, I would be interrupted. It's cool. I'm no fool. Shipwrecked. But it's cool. Like I said, my favorite shit is coming home with, God, you guys forgive me for this. I'm gonna have to start this pick back up. Give me a second. Jesus Christ. No matter what you do. Okay, give me a second. I promise I'll put this on no interruptions, or don't bother me, basically. Jesus, had a good show. The reception's been good. The reception, all that. It gotta be something though. You feel me? Gotta be something. All right, let me see if I can pick back up where I left off. And let me see. Now it clearly says, for an hour, nothing should interrupt me but alarms. So I don't get it. Okay. All right. I apologize for that. And you guys know, because I'm talking to the same people that be here when it always happens. I don't even have to really apologize. All right. Let's see if I can pick back up where I left off at. I gotta pausing, go back to the tube. That's just sad, you got a little flow. All right, so let's see where we at. I left off at wrecked and favorite. Right, okay. All right, y'all ready? Bring it back up. I know it's unfair. You have your favorite place to sit, your favorite chair. And it's worth it because you worked hard and you purchased it, except for the fact you're not fulfilled when you sit still. So you got to get up and start this and start that. This heartless shit like pride that we have that we really don't have, and how people are adored, but they're really not. It's just the fact that they're excellent and got something you don't have. It's exclusively sad. But I guarantee you they got something you don't have, which you have in common with them, and is not having a dad. And that there is manageable because we all are good pretenders. But I don't think we're good explorers. 5-year-olds are better at that. Sitting in front of the TV watching Dora. I guess it depends on where you're from and what you've been and what you're withdrawing from. Most of these guys aren't tough enough to go out there and handle their family. They'd only do it probably on a dare. Most of these guys is too goddamn feminine. And I ain't just talking about their hair. I'm talking about how they say, handle me with care. They probably got a patch on side. Woo. Now, should I go back inside? Probably, because people like me are trapped inside, and stuck on this. I don't know if it's hip hop or music or if it's rap. I just know that I'm wrapped in this pride. This thing that I just can't hide. And they say it's okay though, because you got the strength to live through this every day though. And I can relate though. And I still say so. Nostalgic beings need to be clean. With so much hate though, I'm gonna reverse these words and talk about how I need to escape these and escape those and escape holes. I'm so introvert. I'm almost notorious for that now. But until I reach the dirt, I will never flirt again, not with anything. But I will do it with this pen. And sad to say, even though it was interrupted, I think it was pretty good. But the end. All right. Okay, so hopefully I can get through this one. Excuse me. Hopefully I can get through this one without any interruptions. It wouldn't be right, but it'd be cool. All right, so what I'm gonna do to get my just to kind of because I wrote this right before I went live, and as I read it, I add the tone and the pauses and the stretch. I do all that as I read it. So I'm not gonna read over it. I'm gonna just go into my spirit for about 30 seconds. Remember what I was writing about, so I could deliver it properly. I'm only telling you that because that's my little secret. When I do it every time. I don't know if y'all pay attention, but I'll be right back. I ain't going nowhere, but I'll be right back.
All kind of bitches.
Sean Hustle. That new shit. Inconspicuous, baby.
Uh-oh, he's back. He's back. All right. This is called Sometime I Don't Want to Know. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me pretty good. I'm not too loud, I'm not too low. Put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat. Just one of y'all gotta say it. Just one. The one with the Beat headphones on, you got an advantage. All right. I'm tired of being tired. And when I say tired, I mean expending energy like I was hired. This pro bono way of trying to figure it out got me like, uh-oh, or oh no. The way folk are wired got them in slow-mo. Maybe they too high, or maybe it's a disguise. I'm so confused, yet inspired. To know the truth, written by liars. Oh, what to do without a wrench and pliers. I want to run away, yet aspire. And build a castle for what? I'd rather master a hut while I can go after them bucks than retire. I'm sad because I want to be about the people equally. I wish to be left the fuck alone, because these souls are either hollow or on fire. And I'm cool on that. Like most people are cool on facts. They rather go with the fads. And I remember yesterday's flyer we would pass better than we know our dads. I mean, I'm mad, yet totally I understand where you at with no place to go. A race of people running fast away from being black, which is good, but it's sad because they're running away for the wrong reasons, believing in nothing So therefore you could believe in something. Oh, I ask, which way do we go? Sometimes it can get a little bit too heavy. And honestly, sometimes I don't even want to know. Then the end. Yes, yes, y'all. What you think? What you think? What you like? I feel like I'm gonna like that one because I have to go back and actually listen to it myself because I am a fan. Yeah, because the whole premise of that is like, it's kind of like the more you know, the more you're accountable for. But on the flip side of the more you know, the more shit is sad. The more you get mad. The more you know you can't do shit about it. Sometimes the more you know, it makes you not want to know no more shit. Sometimes I don't want to know what's next. I just want to live my life. And with all this shit that's always going on, it's like everybody want to live the life for you. They want to tell you how to live. They want to tell you what to eat, how to drink, how to piss, what to like, who and what the fuck, when to fuck them. Everything. What to wear, how to raise the kids. If you can hit them, if you can't do drugs, you can do drugs. Here's the drugs you can do. Here's how much money you can make. You're too short, you're too tall, you're too fat, you're too light, you're too white, you're too dark, you're too black, you're too fucking nosy. I'm saying that. People care too much about outside of the care box, your own shit. And what makes this world fucked up in a fucked up place is people are selfish and greedy. They want more than they could have in their lifetime, creating situations where people never get to have a fucking life. I just want mine, like my life. I don't want to be someone else. I don't want what's not mine. I don't want what I don't work for. I don't want anything from anybody that I don't want personally, and that they're not willing to give to me by some way of agreement, an exchange where we both are happy when we walk away. So I guess I just want my opportunity to be left alone, to love when I want, to love who I want, as long as I don't step on any toes. And if I do, I apologize and I'm sorry, because my intentions were not to do that. And live in a world where somebody accepts that apology and we move on. Very small, cosmic, bigger issues in life, but just that. And if we all worried about ourselves and our kids, we would have we wouldn't have enough energy, like I always said and I always say, to be gossipers, nosy people in other people's business. A lot of channels would die. A lot of people would have to go get honest fucking jobs, because it's people with no jobs tuning into another person with no job who has a job now, because your ass, every time he goes live, pull up a seat and grab popcorn. You better go get what you can while you can. And I believe, I don't like to use my channel for political and conspiracy shit, but I believe we only got so much time to be so free as we know it. And when that freedom is taken from you, because I still believe that anything the creator gives you, you don't use, it shall and should be taken from you. What the fuck you got it for? If you don't tap into your good mind, somebody else is going to use it for you. If you don't know how to use your penis or your vagina in your behind, somebody is going to use it for you. And I'll leave you with that. You guys have the greatest of even you possibly can. And, you know, exhaust yourself with yourself. It's a gift in itself. As a man being so whole, he can offer himself to another whole one. And I'm saying, let me be so free that I don't have to say, let me talk to this woman and say, catch me. She would understand it with my action because of the way that I move my feet. You guys have the greatest of evening. I'll leave you with one of the songs I know you like, and I'll be back sooner than later, even though it may not be tomorrow. Damn sure ain't gonna be later on tonight. Peace and love to all the queens. Indeed.
Low class music.
I'm Sean.
Fuck on the big bitches, big bitches.
Baby, will you catch me? Cause I'm ready to. Are you ready to catch me? Baby, will you catch me? Cause I'm ready to. Are you ready to catch me? What kind of man would I be if I didn't give you my everything? What kind of man would I be if you couldn't depend on me? A moment on my knees to me are eternity. Bring yours, put it with mine, and let's be a family.
There's nothing more in life than I want more than you.
So let's do it and do. Let the past be the past. Girl, we just passing through. I'ma stop one time for love. One time for love. One time. It's like my mind's on drugs. And ooh, baby, will you catch me? Cause I'm ready to. Are you ready to catch me? Ooh, baby, will you catch me?
Don't be afraid to drop them hearts, them wrenches, and them crowns.
Are you ready to catch me?
I'll be damned with you change your name to, or what you never changed it to, or what you claim, or what you not. You're still a queen to me. You still need to work on yourself. You still need to love you so you can love me, so I can love you back. Facts.
When a boy turns man, he understands his place. He understands his fate is on his plate. To be taken for granted creates hate. Did I mention I'm a little different, trying to create space and save face? Become a loyal man and say grace. Have a place for my heart to rest. That'll be great. They said pray, I did. Patiently wait, motivates, no retaliate. No debate, dust off and focus straight. I'll give my life if every day you make my day. I'll make my way into your heart's hall of fame. Call it fate, to call you my never late. Home run, home plate, hardware, ceremony, dug out, vacate. Yeah. I'ma stop one time for love.
Oh, watch this.
It's like my mind's on drugs.
I'm gonna say this, and I hope, because I already know, like, y'all got to think about it. Because I want to ask y'all before I leave. Who in the hell could I possibly have beef with? Or who possibly, and don't say no names, but just put a crown in the chat, because that's definitely not who this person couldn't identify with it. Put a crown in the chat if you know at least, or Okay, I'm not gonna say at least. Who the one person is who always dislikes, and if there's anybody on YouTube, because y'all know everything is live what I do. Any issue I ever had that rubbed me the wrong way, I talked about it live. Any receipt that I needed to produce, not to keep or perpetuate drama, but just to kind of be honest and with the truth, I've done that. Y'all know the few people that have chimed in to Sean Think Talk Live or Sean's Positive Channel since March. You very people right here who've actually been tuned in since I started, and a few of you who may listen later, whatnot. You know I ain't done shit to nobody on YouTube to be talked down upon. You might not talk about me, good or bad, and that's one of the most beautiful things about this thing here, because that's the most beautiful thing about me. I'm not up here to be liked, and I've done nothing to be disliked. So not being talked about sounds good to me, you know. I usually get it. It may even come later, Ziz. But I want to say this to that person, because I know who it is. They won't even look at the whole video. They'll just go because I came up. They're blocked with one of their names, and they use their other name, and they come up and block my shit. I don't think the other channel holders or people, they're not that petty, and I don't think they have that kind of time, and I ain't done nothing to them. But this one person, put that crown in the chat if you know who put that one dislike every other video. Every video, I think there might be a few that kind of squeak through, and I've probably, you know what I mean, because it squeaked through. But I want to say this, because that disliker might actually listen to the end or the beginning or some, or even if none, but maybe somebody who knows that person will say it. And I talked about it with a buddy the other day, and I gotta say it. If you see what I see when you go live, you would not ever go live again. If you see what I see when you go live, you would never go live again. And secondly, I just want to say this, and this is no pun to any of the queens in my chat. Do as you feel. I'll reserve comment even if I had it. But not everybody should be going live because it's a fucking option on their phone. Yes, we all have an option to listen or to not. But just on some grown man observation shit, the fuck you always going live for, looking the way you look, sounding the way you sound, sniffling and coughing and always drama, everyday drama. How do you just interject yourself into so much drama? On purpose, though. If it ain't entertainment, it ain't entertaining. It could be entertainment because it fits under the umbrella. Entertaining, it just, we smiled or laughed. I smirk and keep on going. But it's amazing. Like I sometimes I don't even want to go live, and I know I'm about to come up and talk to a few people and try and resonate positively, like on some actual grown man shit. Not no, I'm better than you, I'm standing up. I think I'm supposed to be rubbing shoulders with people who are also grown. And it's so sad that we take up so much space and energy asking for money. Always going through the drama. How in the hell are you grown? Max 3,000 miles from some people, hundreds of miles from everyone else. And you always in some shit. I told motherfucker like this. You know how some people think they the shit? You never stop a person who think they the shit. I'm a literal person. It take a few turds to make shit. So it's a process. And shit belongs in a cesspool. So does a lot of the shit that go live. And yes, I do admit I have unsubscribed to a whole bunch of shit, but there's a few things I haven't. And when I look, you get the view. But damn, this generation sucks. Who are the kids looking up to? And no offense to you, K Money, because you deserve to be a mother, but God know what he was doing over there, boy. Let me tell you. What kind of example can you be for a young man or a young woman when by the age of 3 they looking down at you? Kids develop who they are by the time they 5. I think some of these women said fuck it at like 2.5, 3, and they didn't get the whole 5 growth potential. I'm being funny, but it's sad because we live like in a time now where kids are like showing off when they got little breastises and hips and stuff early, and and the kids think they grown because they got a little hair on their privates, and then the sad thing is they're getting hair on their privates sooner, and then like this not being able to chastise the kids. And when you mix all these things together, when I promise you, do it just for enrichment, do it just for education. I'm talking to you grown folk. Go watch a cartoon. Go put on a cartoon that is supposed to be for like kids, not Adult Swim. Just go watch a regular cartoon, and then after that, ask yourself, would you like your kids or your grandkids listening to something that's basically a animated sitcom for adults? They be saying stuff that, and I wonder, I'm a smart guy and I use big words for Sean. He says absolutely and matter of fact and basically and stuff like that. But he's also learned, kids are sponges. They're quick with it. I told y'all before, you have to, it's a job to be a parent. With all the freedom in the world, there still could be restrictions. The thing is, when you have an acre or have acres of understanding, you have more freedom. That doesn't mean there's no fucking gate. So even with my children, we have acres of freedom, but there's a gate. There's borders, there's respect, there's reprimand. It's life. Let me go ahead and let y'all go, because part of what I just now said, I gotta go do and feed the boy. Yeah, it's sad. So again, I thank y'all for tuning in to a grown man being grown folk about when you do tune in to me, because it is really sad. We get to really see us little bitty group of people. I hope this isn't a real reflection, but damn, it's kind of like who you are when nobody see is who you really are, and kind of like our lives on YouTube and social media, nobody really could see, and you get to hide behind the computer or the screen and say whatever and do whatever. Think about it. This is who these people are. This is who you are. This is that still, this is that you that, your family and all your friends and real people, they don't know you get down like this, but they do know you get down like this, because if you get that, it's a lifestyle that we've become accustomed to with some people, right? This is who they are. So even though it's that you're in the bathroom on YouTube, you're showing us who you are. So I feel good when I come up and I'm talking to whoever I'm talking to. Because on me, I know that I'm grown and I'm not just trying to take up time and be grown with you. So if you tuned in and stay tuned in, then it's like a respect. So it's like a highway, you know, you respect me, I respect you back. So it's more of the reason why I come up versus the reasons why I don't, which are way heavier. But I appreciate y'all. Good night. I love you. Polish them crowns. Use that wrench. Use that heart.